Hey everybody, it's James here from the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, February 10th, 2021. This is the weekly comic book pickups video. Every week I buy comic books. I buy them for myself, I buy them for my kids. I buy them at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're over there and you're into comics, go into that comic shop, and while you're over there, hit the toy department. It is snowing outside. It's a blustery, cold day here in Cincinnati, Ohio. Fairfield, Ohio is just like right around Cincinnati, so like don't think that I'm driving way far. Who cares? Let's get into the comics. All right, let's open up this bag. Now, there's only 2 new issues today, but there's a bunch of back issues, and then of course my random thing I grabbed off my shelves. Let's start it out. So I bought 3 back issues for Gracie today because she's learning about change and buying things in school. So I bought her 3 issues, and then we're going to put like random prices on a Post-it note as to what she can buy. She's not going to have to pay this much. But I grabbed her Batman Gotham Adventures number 5. This is by Ty Templeton and Rick Burchett. You guys have heard me talk about these before if you've been on the channel and watched any videos at all. Look at this. Rick. Okay. Oh, because it's cold, so their teeth are chittering because it's Mr. Freeze. At this point in Batman Gotham Adventures, so this series takes place in the same timeline as the second Batman, or I guess you could call it third, because there's Batman the Animated Series, Batman and Robin Adventures, which is basically just a continuation of Batman the Animated Series in style. And then there were Superman Adventures, and then Batman became Batman, what they called Gotham Knights, basically. It was the second version of Batman the Animated Series, where the animation style changed, the looks changed, characters changed. It was set a period of time after Batman the Animated Series. At this point, Mr. Freeze's body is gone, and he's only a head that's inside a robotic body. My hands are actually kind of shaking because it's so cold. So sorry if it's a little shaky here. But these are great. All the Batman animated comics are great. Next up, I grabbed her an ALF back issue. You know about our love of ALF. It's on Tubi. I would buy an omnibus. Let's get on at Marvel. So this is the 31st issue of ALF, and it's called Shummer Camp, because I guess it's Gordon Shumway. And the people that brought you this book originally were Michael Gallagher and Dave Manick. I think there were more than one story, so it might be more than one creative team. Nope, same creative team. Yeah, Gallagher, Manick, Severin. These are fun. They're funny. I enjoy reading them with Gracie. It's ALF. And then I bought her one more, and that was an issue of Spider-Man that had Beast in it. And this was only, I think, $2. This was $2, and I think this was like $2. So this is an old Eric Larson issue of Spider-Man. After McFarlane was gone, Larson took over. I liked Larson on Spider-Man a whole lot. Eric Larson, guest artist, writer. Maybe this isn't after McFarlane. I think it is after McFarlane took off. After McFarlane retired before he formed Image. Look at this. Man, Eric Larson. I think, I like Eric Larson a lot as an artist and a writer. I think I don't really like his style as much anymore as I did back then. I think his art now is a bit rushed, it feels like. That's just my opinion. But I liked him better back then. All right, and then we've got some back issues for Blaze. I did get him a new comic today, but as I was looking through the 99-cent boxes, there were a couple old issues of G.I. Joe in there that were in rougher shape. But I'm like, 99 cents for these issues? I'll take it. Larry Hama, of course, doing the writing. Rod Wiggum doing the pencils. This has to do with Billy and getting brainwashed. Some classic Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow action going on. And then we've got also issue 42 in here. And this is also in the 99-cent. Then again, I'm going to reiterate that IDW should have these trade paperbacks in evergreen, or there should be some kind of omnibus, because it's ridiculous that there's not. And that's it for back issues. So I grabbed this for Blaze today before I saw those. And this is an IDW reprint of the first G.I. Joe yearbook, which I think is kind of the weakest of the yearbooks, in my opinion, if I remember right, because it was just a reprint for the most part. It reprinted the first issue, And then it just kind of had, like, catching up. Like, it was just basically catching you up on the story of what had happened so far. And you got these dossiers, which were kind of cool. But overall, I thought it was the weakest effort of the yearbooks. Later yearbooks would have, like, their own separate story in them, if I recall right. It's been a long time since I read the full run of G.I. Joe. But I want to say that they each had, I believe they might have had some reprint stuff, but they had individual new stories in there too. And this one was just like all reprint. But that's cool. It's still neat. And this is the issue for Keaton today. Wolverine Black, White, and Blood #3. And there's your creatives on there. Retail on that was $3.99 for the G.I. Joe, in case I didn't say. And the retail on this is $4.99. Feels a lot thinner, and it's $1 more. But this series is kind of like a standalone thing, almost like Batman Black and White. But it's Wolverine Red, White, and Black. So you've got those 3 colors in the book. The first 3 issues, I mean, he seemed to enjoy so far. I flipped through them, and I thought they looked kind of fun, too. So there's that. And then, last but not least, is the book off my shelves. We're going with the Shadow book this time. My friend Tim Gann is getting into the Shadow. Hi, Tim, if you're watching this. And he had messaged me and said, hey, I've picked up some Shadow Dynamite stuff, and I'm curious if you recommend any other trades that I could pick up. And the first thing that came to mind was this, The Private Files of the Shadow, published by DC. I can't remember what the publication date on this was, even. Let me just go back and look here. So there's been a few different Shadow series over time. DC did it back in the 70s, and that's probably my overall favorite treatment in comic form of the Shadow, was the 70s series. I'm trying to find a publication date on this book. 1989. But this reprinted the Shadow #1 through 4 and #6. So the reason it skips #5 is I believe there was a different artist on #5. I think Kaluta was behind, and they brought in a fill-in artist on issue 5, if memory serves. And this one, this edition is a Michael Kaluta, Dennis O'Neil volume. So we got some forward here, and then we've got these issues reprinted, 1 through 4 and #6, which are all Kaluta art. And then also in this book is a new story for this volume that's by Michael Kaluta. So he writes it and he draws it. This is a great volume. I wish that DC would do some more, or had done more reprints of this series, because it was like I said, my favorite treatment in comics of the Shadow. Probably a close second would be some of the Dynamite stuff, like especially the Shadow Twilight Zone crossover. That was really good. This originally retailed for $20, and you can still get it in that same price range if you look around. Private Files of the Shadow. It's a hardcover reprint of those. Yeah, really cool cover. So, there we go. That's everything for this week. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, notify, leave a comment down below. I would love to see more comments. I know I don't get a ton of views on these things, and that's fine, but I would like to have more interaction with people. That would be really cool. Again, I do these really for my own enjoyment, but it is nice to talk to people too. So, yeah. Talk to you guys next week.